Now you're listening to Panamon 514.
I watched 2 hours of Boys Planet so you don't have to. Episode 1. Before we begin, a little bit of self-promo. I have my own Instagram art account. I would really appreciate it if you guys checked it out. And also I plan on posting fan art of some of the boys from Boys Planet, like my favorite ones. So yeah, I would really appreciate if you checked out my art account. Of course, please check out my other videos that isn't Boys Planet related. I also work really hard on those videos and I really hope that you'll check them out as well. So today we're going to be doing a recap of episode 1. I watched the first episode on Mnet's YouTube channel when they were live streaming. Boys Planet will be streaming on Viki from what I've heard, but unfortunately the episode has not re-uploaded there. But I got to watch the entire episode live. I took down my notes and everything, so I'm really excited to deep dive and talk about it. And of course, this has to be said, but spoilers? So yeah, people get mad when I don't give spoiler warnings for survival shows, so here is your spoiler warning. Now, let's continue. Also, one more thing is that I created a Boys Planet bingo. Like, I've been watching Produce and Boys Planet for the past 5 or 6 years now. So I am pretty used to Mnet's format and their cliches and tropes in their shows. So here's a bit of a bingo that I did. Like, every time something like this happens in Boys Planet, I'll be like, bingo. Some of them that I put is Mnet repeating the same part of a performance. The judges or trainees saying how they have super high standards of the trainees. 1 star making this disappointed face every time somebody's voice cracks or they're off key. Mnet exaggerating how bad a contestant is. Evil editing the foreign trainees with extra points going to the fact if they're Chinese. Sad editing Hui. Some big twist that will be different from season 1 and it's usually a benefit. Mnet shoving the Korean contestants down your throat and not really the global ones. And inappropriate song choice / performance for the minors. It's insane that this happened multiple times. The racist past of a beloved trainee being revealed and they'll just go down in popularity globally. So yeah, and a contestant who was just okay, getting an all-star but not a contestant that everyone agrees deserved it. And of course 2 trainees from the same company having insane chemistry with one another that the fans will riot if they don't end up debuting together. And of course the final one is that the ratio for Korean to global trainees being at least 6:3. So let me know how accurate this is, and if you want I can post the template. Enough of that, let's begin with the recap. So the episode begins with the trainees entering one by one into the studio, and it's like all the boys, they want to be on the top 9 seats. So yeah, apparently the lineup is going to be again 9 boys. I have seen some people commenting saying that 9 is just not enough. It would have been better if it was at least 12, and I definitely wholeheartedly agree. I just think 9 is just too small of a number, especially for a survival show, and I think there should be at least 12 seats. And apparently this time there's like no planet pass from what I've heard. Of course this is not confirmed. And all the trainees, they play rock paper scissors and other types of games to determine who gets to be on the top 9 seat or not. And there are some boys who wants to sit at the big seat where the center will be, and I'm just like, come on, didn't you boys watch the previous Produce or the Girls Planet series? Like, that seat is cursed. You should not do that. We get introduced to the new concept that instead of Chinese, Japanese, and Korean trainees being separated, this time it's just Korean group or K group and global group, as in G group. So this time you have contestants from other parts of Asia like Taipei, Vietnam, or Thailand being part of the competition. So I think that's really great that the contestants are more diverse than it was before. But yeah, all the boys are especially shocked to see Hui, and they all give him a standing ovation when he comes out. And I swear all of their thoughts were like, no thoughts, head empty. Like, why is Hui here? He should be a mentor. Like, all of them were thinking that, they were saying that, and I wholeheartedly agree. And I too was wondering, like, why Hui? Why are you here? And I did talk about it in my previous video. You should definitely check it out. It's where I talk about things related to Boys Planet that I won't talk about in this video. And there was this little funny moment where Hui went against this trainee boy for the number 1 seat. And then Hui sang with his 10 lungs in front of everybody with so much confidence. And the other trainee boy knew that he had like -100 shot at beating Hui. So he just cutely waddled down and it was adorable. And then Hui sat down in the big seat. But again, I was like, Hui, come on, don't do that. This is bad luck. Like, even if you don't want to debut in the final lineup, it's still bad luck. Don't do it, my friend. So yeah. And One angle that Mnet is giving throughout the episode is that the K group trainees are very dark, mysterious, and cool. Like they have that sort of aura, whereas the G group trainees are much more relaxed. They're happy, they're bright, more bubbly, and they're also wearing much more colorful clothing. And in this episode, at least, there are 49 in K group and there are 49 in G group. However, after this episode airs, I think some of the boys dropped out. So the first vocal master to enter is Lee So-kun, and then you have the mother of all mothers, Solji, and all the boys were losing it at Solji, and I'm like, relatable. And then of course you had 1 star returning for this season as well, and I'm excited to see his, disappointed facial expressions for this season. And for the rap master, you had PH1. For the dance master, you had Baek Koo-young and Chae Young-jung, and you also had Lip Jae. They're evaluated based on stars. All star is the highest you can get, and then after that you have 3 star, 2 star, 1 star, and also no star or 0 stars. But it's obvious from the way Mnet is editing this episode that they really want the K group and the G group to see each other as rivals, and they're like pitting one another. The star level challenge begins with the jellyfish boys, which I've already talked about in my previous video. And the reason why these boys already have stars on them is because they self-evaluated themselves and they thought that they all deserved all stars. Gunwook even says that his role in the group is that he's an all-rounder. I am not sure if he genuinely thinks that, or if he wanted to say that, or Mnet told him to say that. But if Mnet did make him to say that, then I can see why people might take this the wrong way. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with him being confident, because he is very talented and he does seem to treat his fellow members in the group really well. So I think he's pretty cool, but I can see why people might be annoyed. So the jellyfish boys perform GBTB by Very Very. Oh my god, I think I mispronounced the song title, but obvious that they would perform a song by Very Very because they are trainees from Jellyfish, and I'm pretty sure that all of the songs were chosen by Mnet. I will say that for me personally, my favorite that stood out to me amongst the Jellyfish boys was Hanbin. Yeah, I really liked him with his rapping. I thought he was definitely a dark horse amongst the group, but they definitely did really well. Like their dancing is definitely really well done. Like they're synchronized and they have a really cool aura to them. And then of course, Gunwook is further hyped up, and I'm pretty sure it was scripted for him to dance to Hot, which Youngjun also choreographed. But yeah, he's got a cool aura to him. I get why Mnet is like really pushing him. He's not like one of my favorites yet, but he does have a lot of potential. So all the boys, they get 3 stars, which I think is very appropriate for this performance because they dance really well, but their vocals could have been better in my opinion. Of course, the judges, they also give the same type of feedback. The G group from Wake One Entertainment, and these boys are very adorable and energetic, and they perform Glitch Mode by NCT Dream, and they even like do this warming up session in front of everybody, which I thought was like really cute. And the performance, in my honest opinion, it was cute for a lack of a better word, maybe a little too cute for a song like Glitch Mode, but they did do really well, and the boys are really good. I think the person that stood out to me the most out of all of them was Haruto. Like his mic fell, but he was still able to act like a pro. Like I don't know why, it's something like that makes me really appreciate an idol. And of course Haruto also got like a bit of spotlight because he has a ballet background. And of course, I was really happy when Haruto got all stars. Like that is my ballet prince right there. And he was the first person in the show from the editing of this episode at least that got all stars. And then of course you had the Mnet boys. I've never heard of this agency, I'm so sorry. And they have these sticks which are traditional dancing tools, and I think they're all from Taipei. And they perform Tiger Inside by Super M. And of course, Mnet's classic editing technique where they repeat the intro of the performance and add in more reactions. That's like done, which I think this one YouTuber even mocked in this skit type video. I'll definitely link it. I've watched that video several times. It's hilarious. Definitely check it out. Very accurate representation of Boys Planet or Girls Planet. But yeah, I was very impressed by the performance. And I don't know, seeing them dance with the sticks and having like some elements of martial arts interweaved into it, I was like, we need some of these boys in the final lineup. Can you imagine how insanely cool the concept for the final boy group from Boys Planet is going to be if one of these boys debut? One contestant that really stood out to me was Chen Guanrei. And I swear, this boy is so flexible. It's like he has no bones. Like, Kazuha, watch out. You've got major competition. Like, this boy is insane. He's insane, and I adore him. And I love how cool he is. And Mnet Evil edits him down the line. I am calling bullshit. I definitely am. But yes, Chen Guanrei got all stars, and that's my child right there. So proud of him. And then, of course, we skimmed through the performance of the tied contestants, which was really sad. And their angle was that they dreamed of being idols and struggled with the Korean pronunciation and everything. I'm still like really proud of them, and I will recommend that if you want to support them, then definitely check out their performances, which was uploaded on Mnet. And then, of course, after that, we have the Americans, Jay and Kamden. And I have seen people mention Jay in my comment section in my previous video, and I was like, and my friend also told me that Jay is one of his favorites. And then Jay, when he entered, oh my, he made such a positive impression on me. Like, the moment he entered, Jay is like, lip sync who? Like, hear me sing, people, hear me sing. This man is like a complete diva, and I'm definitely standing him for this performance alone. And this is like my favorite performance thus far. Like, they performed Rush Hour by Crush, and they're like having so much fun performing. And because they are having so much fun performing and engaging with the audience, I am also having so much fun. And Jay, of course, gets all stars, which is very well deserved. And Kamden also did a really good job as well. I feel like he's being underhyped in comparison, but they were both really good. So far, G group is capturing my attention more than K group, but let me know if you guys think the same way or not. After that, we have the Weehua boys. So one of the boys, Ricky, he introduces himself as being young and rich, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that was a bit cringy. I don't know if he thought of that or Mnet told him to say that or his company told him to say that, but you know what? He is a kid, so I think it's adorable, and I'm not gonna hold it against him. If this was a grown-ass man, I'd be bullying him, let's be real. I'm kidding. And then, of course, Ollie is also really adorable, and he's gonna be the Gwyn Maya of this season. And of course, after that, you have Jung Hao, and he is like my violinist king. Like, oh my god, that talent is everything. And of course, he brings out his violin, and from the subtitles, it said that it's worth $10,000, and I don't think I've ever seen that much money in my entire life. They do a really fantastic job. I really liked their performance. I've talked about how much I liked the performance in my previous video, but I'm gonna say it again. They did really well. They performed Kick It by NCT 127. Forgot my NCTs for a second, but yeah, they performed that song, and so all of them get 3 stars, and Jung Hao gets all stars, and it was really well deserved. Like, Jung Hao is excellent with or without the violin, and his high note in the song, insane. And after that, you had the Weehua Korean trainees, and Yoojin is definitely getting a lot of spotlight. I feel like from this episode, it's obvious that Gunwook and Yoojin, and also Hanbin to a certain extent, are getting the most spotlight and the most screen time. And Yoojin danced really well freestyle despite only having like a year experience of dancing. Like, I'm a bit suspicious that he's only been dancing for 1 year, because that kid is insanely good. Like, he's insanely good. And of course, Yoojin gets a lot of attention for his freestyle dancing, and it's obvious that he's gonna get all stars. And then of course, you have Kyuvin also asking if he can show off his dancing skills. I don't know if that part was scripted. I think maybe it's not scripted, but I'm really happy that the judges let him show off his extra dancing skills too. And then he dances to Reveal by the boys, and oh my god, when he dances, he even looks like a member of the boys. Like, yeah, he looks a lot like Joo Hakyeon now that I think about it. Okay, maybe this part is also scripted, because I don't think it's a coincidence that some of these boys are dancing to choreography from one of the judges. Or maybe they learned it just to impress the guy. Who knows, I don't know. And the judges compared Kyuvin to a boy turning into a wolf, and I definitely agree. He was fantastic, and I feel like the Weehua boys, oh my god, they definitely impressed me. From the K group, it was Kyuvin. From the G group, it was mainly Jung Hao and Ollie. And of course, Kyuvin, my boy, gets all stars, and even the other boys in K group also get all stars. And after that, you have Baek Do-ha from Cube, and I was not expecting his voice to be as deep as it was. He gave himself 1 star, saying that he wants to fill them up by proving it with his performance, and I was like, okay, this boy, he's gonna be the real shit. Like, this boy is gonna be a threat. And then he performs, and I'm like, that is one joke with a very cruel punchline. But yeah, he performs My House by 2 p.m. Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary folk, we have our very first questionable performance of the day. Lip J, one of the mentors, like, she's really simping over him. I get it. He's a really handsome boy, and the way he performs My House by 2 p.m., it's like hilarious. Of course, we get a flashback sequence to another trainee who turned in a similar performance to the exact similar song and wore a silk shirt similar to that of Bektoha, and he too performed My House by 2 p.m. Of course, both the boys get on stage together and they both dance to My House by 2 p.m. in a very, very questionable but hilariously entertaining way. And I'm 100% sure that this was staged. Like, some moments I'm like, okay, that wasn't staged, but this is staged. And I'm pretty sure the producers told the boys to turn in really bad performances. I don't think they are as bad as Mnet is making them look. And I'm pretty sure that they're the Humph twins of this season. So yeah, I feel like it's too big of a coincidence that they're singing the exact same song, they're wearing the exact same shirt, the judges are having the exact same reaction to it. So I think this is staged. Okay, so yeah, Doha and Mingyu both got no stars or 0 stars, which honestly, let's see if they're as bad as, they were. I don't think they are, but I could also be wrong. And of course, bingo for me personally, because Mnet is over editing the performances to make them look way more bad than they already are. Another bingo, because 1 star did make this face. And of course, there's this small little segment in the show where you have a lot of the boys performing, and it's obvious that they have not had proper singing training, and even the judges are worried about it. And I personally think that we should not be making fun of these boys. Some of them are probably forced to join the show by their companies or their agencies, and they're still pretty new to this, training life, and they're very young. So hopefully they'll improve in the future. But for now, I don't think we should be making fun of them or, laugh with them like the way Mnet is editing them out to be. And then, of course, after that, we have another foreign trainee or a global trainee, and that is Sok Matthew. And of course, after that, you have this heartbreaking bromance between Matthew and Song Hanbin. And bingo for the heartbreaking bromance of the season thus far. And I'm pretty sure people would want Matthew and Hanbin to debut together. And Hanbin is just a really proud dad to Matthew. Like, he even tears up, and it's just a really wholesome moment. Sometimes survival shows are just worth watching, seeing these trainees genuinely care for one another. So I really like that. But yeah, Matthew's performance was really adorable, and the judges also praised him for being stable, and that if he works harder, then his vocals will be even more polished later on. He gets 3 stars. And after that, we have Sung Hanbin from Studio Glide. Oh my god. The first time I saw him, I was literally speechless. So he knows how to do whacking and tutting. So what happened is that Lip J, one of the mentors, she went on stage and did a collab stage with Hanbin. And again, I'm pretty sure this is staged. Honestly, take a shot every time I say that something is staged in this show, like a conspiracy theorist. Anyways, yeah. But it's a very harmless staged moment, let's be real. I mean, it does hype up Hanbin, and give him more screen time. So Hanbin performed Beautiful Beautiful by On and Off, and a lot of people pointed out that he was singing live. Wait, so does that mean there are trainees who don't sing live in this? Huh? That's suspicious. That's weird. He got praised for making good use of his head voice, and I genuinely don't know anything about how vocals work or singing works, but I do know that the mentors know what they're talking about. So Matthew and Hanbin, there's a little bit of backstory here. Yeah, they used to be in Cube, and I'm really proud of them for getting out of there. Okay, I'm also proud of them for how they performed. But yeah, Hanbin also got 3 stars, and a lot of people were like, wait, what? He didn't get 4 stars or all stars? Also, this is the moment I noticed that there's no host. Like, last season, Yojin-gu was the host, and this season there's no host? It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. Like, are they on a budget? Because a lot of people were criticizing the sets for not looking as good as GP99. So I'm like, are they on a budget now? Maybe they lost money. I don't know. But then after that, you had Japan Tokyo team, and they performed Shine. I'm so glad we didn't get another Fu Yanin moment, because we don't need that, obviously. But yeah, the Japan Tokyo team performed Shine, and Hui or Hwetak really teared up, and I don't know, it was just emotional. So yeah, Hui crying in the trailers, apparently it was from that scene. And then, oh my god, Hui just says something that really tugs at my heartstrings. He says, after he cries, that he is really proud of the boys for performing, and that they're really happy that they performed Shine, and that performing Shine with Pentagon was some of the happiest moments of his life, and really made being on Pentagon really worth it. And then of course, after that, it is turn for Hui's performance, and a lot of people are like, oh my god, he's the final boss, as one boy like calls him. And then of course, Hui, being the humble king that he is, he tells the other trainees to not be intimidated around him just because of his illustrious 10-year career as an idol and producer. And my god, it's like obviously they bait you into thinking that Hui is gonna perform, but no, it ends on a cliffhanger with the really messy editing to make it sure that Hui messed up so badly and everybody is just disgusted by him. Like, oh my god, Hui does not deserve that. I don't care if he fucked up the performance. He does not deserve that. He does not deserve that. But yeah, I'm nervous. I think Hui did a fantastic job. I think he's performing Shut Down by Blackpink, and I'm really excited about that. I really am. I really like Shut Down by Blackpink a lot. And then after that, we get a preview of the upcoming episodes, and apparently the next round is going to be the Signal song test. So I think it's the round where they have to perform the theme song, which is Here I Am. And Solji is scolding one of the boys. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? And it looks like Big Doha is gonna get more screen time. Like, come on, Mnet, leave the poor boy alone. He does not need to be the butt of your jokes. And of course, the rankings for the trainees get revealed. And Song Hanbin is number 1. I was like, oh, I had no idea this man was this popular. I genuinely did not. Hui is also in the top 9, so that's fantastic. And now it's time to reveal my own top 9. So these are the boys that I voted for on round 1. So my top 9 picks that I'm going to be voting for the next week or so, 5 of them are global and 4 of them are Korean, but we know that's not going to be the lineup. The lineup is going to be like 6 global and 3 Korean. But yeah, that's what you missed on Boys Planet.